This is the story of our company, Cleaver-Brooks, an industrial and commercial boiler manufacturer that has served a variety of industries over 80 years. It all began in Oregon, Illinois, where John Cleaver was born on April 6, 1906. When John was only 5, his father passed away, leaving him and his 4 siblings to run the home and family farm. John's responsibilities included tending the house's coal-fired boiler, and he became fascinated with the concept of changing water into steam. Moreover, he was envious of the steam jennies he saw on nearby farms that were being used as the motive force to thrash hay. Unlike the dirty coal-fired boiler at home, these boilers burned both kerosene and No. 2 oil, and though crude by today's standards, were much smaller than his boiler and didn't require constant tending. This gave John an idea. What if he could build his own oil-fired steam boiler, fully controlled and much smaller than the one in the basement, yet powerful enough to provide energy to heat the entire house? A family friend had a machine shop, and it was there that John Cleaver started experimenting with boiler designs, satisfying a pursuit that had been intriguing him for years. Unfortunately, most of his attempts proved fruitless, and though having learned a lot about boiler designing, in 1926, with the encouragement of his mother, he enrolled at the University of Chicago to study finance. This only lasted a year. He returned home and went back to boiler designing, devoting most of his energy to the creation of a portable steam boiler that could be used for heating asphalt in rail cars, making the material hot enough for pumping into a truck for the purpose of paving roads. This was the same time that Henry Ford was building a significant number of Model T automobiles, and with only 144 miles of paved road existing in the country, there was significant pressure to improve the driving surfaces. Asphalt became the paving material of choice, with the crude steam jenny being the source for heating the asphalt to make it pumpable. After lots of trial and error, John finally accomplished his dream. It was now 1929, and he had finally built a reliable portable steamer that could fire both kerosene and No. 2 oil. The John Cleaver Company was then formed in Oregon, Illinois, and with very little capital and very little knowledge of how to properly market the idea, he was only able to sell 1 unit. But his hard work got the attention of Raymond Brooks, a construction entrepreneur from the East Coast who learned of his new innovation and traveled to see Cleaver to better understand the product and its viability for the road construction business. Raymond Brooks was considerably older than John Cleaver, having graduated from Colgate University the year that John was born, and had many financial contacts and a real sense for what it would take to get the business off the ground. He was impressed with what he saw and heard and decided to assist Cleaver with finances and marketing expertise. The result was the sale of 12 units in 1930, followed by another 40 in 1931, the same year that John Cleaver and Raymond Brooks formally came together, and our company, Cleaver-Brooks, was founded. The operations soon moved to Milwaukee, with Reliance Boiler Works manufacturing the pressure vessels. Business was growing during the 30s, albeit slowly, when a boiler failure in a Kenosha, Wisconsin dairy led the owners to approach Cleaver-Brooks about renting a portable steamer until their substantially larger coal-fired unit could be repaired. Ironically, the Cleaver-designed boiler worked so well and took up such a small space in comparison to their old coal-fired boiler, they bought it, took the wheels off, and made it permanent. This then became the first package fire tube boiler and the first application for Cleaver-Brooks outside of road building. In 1939, to better manage costs, we wanted to take control of the manufacturing of our boilers, so we purchased the building that now serves as our boiler house training and product development center on 33rd and Lancaster in Milwaukee, and it was here where we built boilers well into the 1940s, not just for road building, but also for various process and comfort heating applications. On December 7, 1941, the attack on Pearl Harbor put much of our business on hold. World War II meant that many industrial manufacturers throughout the country were called upon to support the war effort by committing plant capacity and resources to the cause. Cleaver-Brooks was no exception, building many products for the government, including floating cargo carriers, portable washing machines, showers, and sterilizers. After the war ended, Cleaver-Brooks continued to grow, and in so doing found the need to promote and assist various clients and customers through an ever-expanding portfolio of products and services. For this reason, a distribution network was developed. It was comprised of independent businesses with defined territories. Each one was responsible for both sales and service of Cleaver-Brooks products in their specific geographic area. This tradition continues today, and many of the businesses that attended the first sales meeting conducted by John Cleaver and Raymond Brooks are still part of the Cleaver-Brooks family today, with second and third generations now leading their respective organizations. In 1945, we expanded our production facilities and chose a site 5 miles southeast of the Lancaster facility on Keefe Avenue in Milwaukee. It provided considerably more space plus manufacturing ease, thereby accommodating an ever-expanding line of boilers that were also increasing in size. As sales grew, the demand for ever-improving features expanded as well. One of the demands was a burner that could burn not only the light oil, but also the difficult-to-burn heavy oils. Not wanting to wait for a protracted development period to design our own burner, we decided in 1946 to purchase the Sandmeyer Company, well known for its excellent heavy oil burning capability. The business would eventually be known as Industrial Combustion Company, a subsidiary of Cleaver-Brooks, whose main interest was providing burners to various OEMs, while Cleaver-Brooks used the technology to produce our own unique burner design, the famous CB integral burner. It was also during this period that John Cleaver met and became friends with a rising star in the industrial design business, Brooks Stevens. The marketing people within the company felt we needed a stronger brand identifier and approached Brooks Stevens for some design help. His answer for the mobile steamers and eventually the CB boiler was an Art Deco treatment that, because of its timelessness, would brand our name for generations to come. By 1955, the manufacturing capability of the Milwaukee plant was being stretched to the limit, and a decision had to be made to build a new factory either in Milwaukee or in the East, where the majority of our business was located. From there, we would also be closer to raw materials and pull from a stronger labor base. Lebanon, Pennsylvania was selected, and in 1957, a new, highly automated plant was constructed, housing over 50,000 square feet to begin with, expanding to over 100,000 square feet within a year. As the decades went on, Cleaver-Brooks continued to grow. In 1992, we bought Industrial Boiler Company in Thomasville, Georgia. This enabled us to expand our product line while providing significant manufacturing space in the South. We closed our Lebanon facility in the mid-1990s and moved production to Thomasville, where we now build our fire tube product line today. In 1998, we purchased Nebraska Boiler in Lincoln, Nebraska, expanding our line of industrial water tubes from 80,000 pounds of steam per hour to over 1 million pounds per hour as shippable packages. With the acquisition of Nebraska Boiler and the ever-changing air pollution regulations, it was time to find a burner manufacturer who had not only the capability to handle the large input requirements, but also the ability to comply with the ever-changing and stringent air resource regulations. Natcom in Montreal was purchased in 2001 to meet these needs. Our acquisition of Cheminée Lining of Terrebonne, Quebec in 2011 provided us with a complete stack and breaching line to accommodate all the boilers we sell. This acquisition gave Cleaver-Brooks the ability to offer complete and totally integrated boiler room solutions, designed, engineered, manufactured, and serviced by one company. We started small, selling boilers for road construction. Today you'll find a highly diverse company that is firmly entrenched in the energy conversion business, with an international network of reps who provide sales, service, and parts. When you look at the history of Cleaver-Brooks, you see a company whose first product was used to help build roads. The company has evolved throughout the last 80-plus years, and through challenges, hard work, and dedication now offers complete boiler room solutions to satisfy nearly any commercial or industrial application or need, not only for today, but for tomorrow as well.